Welcome into CBS Sports presents Numbers Don't Lie, powered by Sofascore, the show where we break everything down from the biggest stories to the biggest tactics, but ultimately it's all about the numbers, which never lie. Now, this past weekend, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola just came off an absolute masterclass in his 1,000th appearance as a manager, and it's the talk of the town right now. And to break it all down with me, I have Chris Wittyngham. Woody, how you doing?
Yeah, doing good. And Guardiola has obviously been an incredible, a transformational manager for the sport. And to get the reward of his 1,000th game against Liverpool, a direct rival for the title, a direct rival his entire time in England, must have been very good for him.
So at the end of the day, when you have 1,000 matches under your belt, you now start getting into GOAT status, right? Is Pep Guardiola the greatest manager of all time?
I think it's a fascinating conversation. I think there are people who might have a greater historical context for managers who coached Hungary in the 1950s or whomever. But I think if you look at two main criteria, one is trophies won. We'll get to the numbers on that later. It's absolutely staggering. But two, I think you mentioned tactics. He has engineered a tactical transformation of the game, which has gone from all the way of the highest level of the game to the way academy kids at under-8 level play. Pep Guardiola has been an incredibly successful, but also inspirational from a tactical point of view manager. And you look at the numbers over the course of his career in terms of games managed. Now 550 for Manchester City, at Bayern, at Barcelona, came through at Barcelona B and won some games there, but the win percentage, the figures are absolutely staggering the entire time.
At the end of the day, you led with this, and I love that you did, because ultimately, as a manager, you can have your tactics, you can have your players, but it's all about the trophies. These are iconic names in the game, Woody. So Pep, right under a certain Sir Alex Ferguson, do you think that he catches him, given that he's already done it in 3 different leagues?
Yeah, it's incredible. And you look at Sir Alex, obviously in charge of Manchester United for a very long time, did it over multiple eras, which I think is the one thing that Pep Guardiola has never really done. He's left Bayern, he's left Barca after things got difficult, and then goes to England, and now he's doing it at Manchester City. But you look at all time. So we're going to go through La Liga, Bundesliga, Premier League. Best all-time managers who have coached at least 50 games. Guardiola, number 1. It's Mourinho and Ancelotti, who are below him as coaches of Real Madrid. Won 3 La Liga titles in charge of Barcelona. Let's go now to the next major European league that he's been in charge of, the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich. And to be fair, you have the most dominant team in Germany, which is one of the strikes against Guardiola. Usually has the best team, but also top of the pile, 2.5 points per game, but just above Hansi Flick and just above Xabi Alonso, now the coach of Real Madrid. Did it in Germany. And now, looking ahead, Premier League, everyone said, oh, is his style going to work in England? Is it going to work in the best league in the world where Sir Alex and Manchester United and Chelsea, all these great teams? Best points per game record since he's been in charge of Manchester City. So you look at Sir Alex, Klopp, the other 2 top managers, won 6 titles as well. So when you look at those 3 on that list right there, Guardiola, Sir Alex, Klopp, some of the other greats we've seen in England, how do you see those 3 comparing against each other?
Yeah, let's look at what the numbers say ultimately, because I love that those 6 Premier League titles vaults him in the conversation. The points per game is one thing, but ultimately the Premier League titles is that. Sir Alex Ferguson once called Manchester City the noisy neighbors, right? Carlo Ancelotti, I would love to hear what he's going to call Pep Guardiola, because you have to compare him with the greats. And there's only 2 managers that come to mind. Look at Carlo Ancelotti first and how he compares with Don Carlo.
Yeah, so again, on a points per game ratio, on a win rate ratio, I think Guardiola has him beat. He's won more trophies than Ancelotti, which is absolutely staggering. When that's kind of Ancelotti's thing is, yeah, he might not be the philosopher that Guardiola is, but he wins. He's won at every level. He's won Champions Leagues. And obviously, the money spent, I think, is one of those things that it's going to be difficult to compare across eras. We'll get to Sir Alex in a moment, and here he is. 2.89 billion against 918 million. But let's not pretend like Sir Alex was the manager of Burnley this whole time, okay? This was a different era. This isn't adjusted for inflation. This isn't adjusted for the inflation not just of currency, but of the transfer market. Things have gotten crazy in the last 10 to 15 years, and Manchester City and Guardiola have had to keep up. But in the overall, though, the strike against Guardiola is he's not stuck around for the long term at any club until now with Manchester City, and he's done it always with the best team. And I think that's the one thing that if you're trying to compare him across eras, has he outcoached ever the level of his players. I don't think you can say that because he's always had usually the best team. And so now I think this season, I think that's why this year it's a big one for Pep. Because going into the year, Arsenal were favorites, Liverpool were favorites, and we saw him comprehensively take apart Liverpool in this game at the weekend. So if he can do it with this team, which was not thought of to be the best team in the league this year, I think it would represent an enormous achievement for him.
I think this would be the biggest achievement in his career, and I say that given that he's had Lionel Messi and all the players he's had some World Cup winners in his team, but at the end of the day, he had a statement performance from his side in a milestone moment from him. And when we look at how this Manchester City side lined up against Liverpool, I mean, so many players had masterclass performances, but there can be only one. The star of the show, the man of the moment, was ultimately our highest rated player in the Sofascore rating, Jérémy Doku, who looked absolutely unplayable on the day. And Witty, when you look at Jérémy Doku, the Sofascore rating says something that I love to see, him getting his flowers, but I want to see what the numbers say, because I noticed that he was putting on a dribbling clinic against Connor Bradley.
Yeah, it's fascinating too, because obviously 7 of 8 successful dribbles in the game. He had more successful dribbles than any other player in the game combined. So of all the other players that feature, more dribbles completed than the rest of the players on the pitch. And I think this is illustrative of a couple things. One, development. Jérémy Doku has always had this in his locker, but the question is, could you actually turn it into end product? Can you actually be consistently goal dangerous, not just dangerous? He is doing that this season. But the other thing too is, when we talk about Guardiola and his history as a coach, one of the things that's always been a strike against him is that he's taken the personality out of players. Jack Grealish is always cited as the main example. Wasn't the same when Guardiola got his hands on him. Doku was expressing himself in a way that is not typically Guardiola. He's playing with flair, with dribbles, an individual game, not always turning back and playing the safe pass. He's doing risky things in the final third, and it is turning into rewards for Manchester City.
The great Thierry Henry, who we love here at CBS Sports Network, he said that there's no limit to where Jérémy Doku can go. It's great to seeing that praise coming from a Premier League legend and a world football legend.
And one of his former coaches as well in the Belgian national team.
Good shout. So in terms of greatness, we have to talk about Erling Haaland, because the goal scoring feats that he's having is sick. It's out of this world. So Woody, when we look at the numbers, I mean, Erling Haaland is getting goal after goal, but it's the volumes of goal and how important his goals are to Manchester City in terms of he's scoring all the damn goals, right? So when we talk about Ballon d'Or, Kylian Mbappe, I feel like everyone's ready to give him the Ballon d'Or right now. But where does Erling Haaland stack up in that conversation?
Should be right up there. Obviously, this depends on performances for Manchester City. Can they win the title? Can they win the Champions League? For Norway as well, if they get qualified for the World Cup. Obviously, that goes into the Ballon d'Or. But as a representative of the team, I think it's really important to know how much he has taken over the goal scoring for this team. Remember, before he arrived at Manchester City scored 99 goals in the Premier League season without Erling Haaland. And over time, the team has become more focused to featuring Haaland and getting him involved, and he has delivered. And so you give him a huge amount of credit, and for as much as he's taking on in this team, I think you must say that this is one of the very top-tier Ballon d'Or candidates.
So speaking of 99 goals, I mean, I thought he was going to reach that next milestone for him. And every week, every match day, it's which record is Erling Haaland going to break, right? Because Erling Haaland was born to score goals. And much like his predecessors before him, I think of one, Alan Shearer, who's in this conversation. I mean, it's the race to 100. Alan Shearer did it in 124 matches. Given the number he's at right now, he's definitely going to get it, no?
Oh, of course. I mean, he's definitely going to set this record. He's got to score 1 goal in his next 15 games. Do you think he can do it? 99 goals in 108 games is staggering. And again, let's be very clear about the caliber of players that we're talking about. We're talking about Shearer, Kane, Aguero, Henry, and Mo Salah. These are Premier League greats. These are all-time footballing greats. And Haaland is going to obliterate this record in an era where it is still difficult for players to hit 20 goals. He just makes it look easy. So over and over again, he is showing just what kind of class he is as a player. I think in some ways, we take him for granted because you just look at the box score every week, oh, there's another Erling Haaland goal. Wow, what are the chances? But I think we cannot take for granted this level of success and production.
So is he the front runner for you right now for Ballon d'Or?
I still think it would be Mbappe because Real Madrid are top of the league. Manchester City are still 4 points off. Champions League will have a big part to play. There's still a long way to go, but Haaland is absolutely right in there.
Yeah, to see the quality of finishing, the variety of finishing, and the fact he's doing it in the best league in the world. Do not sleep on Erling Haaland. Let us know what you think in the YouTube comments. I know what Woody thinks. I know what I think. But it's ultimately down to what you think.
Hey, thanks for watching this video from Numbers Don't Lie. Be sure to catch our show every Monday at 5 p.m. on YouTube. And for news and insights from leagues all around the world, including Serie A, EFL, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.